All right. Can everyone see me finally? Can everyone see me? Hold. I apologize, but can everyone see my screen? Can everybody hear my voice? That is the question of the day. Let's see here. All right, so you can hear me, you can see me. I had to double check. I was doing the dual stream. Clearly, that's not going to work in the community room. All right, so you can hear me, you can see me. I had to double check. There we go. I was doing the dual stream. All right, the sound is working. I can see the sound coming across here. You guys can hear me? Woo. The sound is working. I see the sound coming. Okay, it's good. Perfect. So that's what happens when Joey goes on vacation. Things go awry, right? All right, perfect. We're going to get started here. Excellent. If you're coming from the community room within the VectorVest ecosystem, I do apologize. I guess my computer, I don't know, but essentially the mic, I couldn't get to work on both recording setups. But hey, it's all right. We're going to get started. Again, if you see some people in the community room, I did put a post with the YouTube link. Please be a good VV member and just let them know to make their way over here if you got a moment. But other than that, I do got the watch list started, so let's get started with Power Hour. This is the first Power Hour 226, so please put in your stocks. There have been issues in all rooms. Oh, okay. So that's the only room I really mess with occasionally here. But yeah, let's go ahead and put in some stocks. You see the stocks I got here? You know me, I love full transparency here. These are probably the stocks I've been talking about the most. We've got Micron, UAMY. Clearly, some of my 2026 picks. The other ones, they're speculative in nature. You know, you can see obviously Data Vault up 57%, back above $1 now. That's pretty crazy. Navitas up 14%, POS up 11%. So we'll take a look at them just in case you're holding them, in case you're thinking about buying them. We'll see what levels are at. But again, these three at the bottom, very speculative in nature. You can see that with value divided by price. You can see that with RV and RS. If you want a little bit more confidence in positions, Micron, UAMY. These are going to be the safer picks of the ones I've been talking about. All right, let's get into it here. We got PCG. Interesting. PCG. And yes, I'm sad that UAMY decided to rocket today. I am sad about that. We'll see what happens. LQDA. SOFX. Interesting. SOFX. Okay. APLD, REPY, Y. There we go. I don't know if I've ever heard of that stock. Interesting. I like stocks I don't hear about. I like stocks I haven't heard about. It could be a fish. It could be a good fish here. Let's see. Which one was that? Repi. Value. It's undervalued. Up today. Buy rating. Could be a fish. We'll take a look at the chart in just a moment here. We got A-Lab. RMCO, AVRO. Do you mean AVGO? I'm going to say. I'm going to guess you meant that, Eric. I'm just going to, if that's not the case, let me know. I'm pretty sure you're thinking Broadcom. SMCI, we talked about that on the Power Hour, or not Power Hour, the mobile live stream. The value, when I first clicked on it and saw that SMCI was overvalued, I knew the valuation had to collapse in order for that to happen. And it did. So we'll take a look at it. But again, that's trade the chart and not your heart. And SMCI is being more on the heart side of things right now. Let's just call a spade there. So just be careful with that one. We'll take a look at it though. CoreWeave. I'm interested what CoreWeave's doing. CoreWeave's kind of like iron. You know, I put it in the same category. I'm curious what it's doing here. Is this the platinum one? Yep, Impala Platinum. Perfect. See what's there. Repi is a Spanish oil company. Okay. I like that. Let's see here. Palantir's down. All the speculative stocks are up and Palantir is down. Where's Palantir? Down 5% today. Interesting. 168. So I take it did not get back in the channel. Time to get out of Orla. Let's take a look at Orla. I would say time to get out depends on when you got in, what your plan is, what your plan was. Should still be the same plan, right? Let's see here. We got 24. Let's start with these today. You know me, I like value, so we're going to start off where the values is. We're going to start off with the value. What's the most undervalued? Orla, down 4% today. Yes, I did buy it right as it broke out of that consolidation zone. We'll take a look at it here. Under pressure today. We'll see what happens. Some of these other stocks, Dell, greatly undervalued. Micron, Impala, Royalty Management. Literally from here up, we've got undervalued opportunities here. Steel Dynamics, nice. Liquida down 8%. We'll take a look at Liquida as well. All software stocks are down, it seems. Now is also getting hammered. Let's take a look at these, right? Now, are these all CRM? Software. Interesting. AGQ. Ultra Silver. So this isn't just Palantir. Let's take a look at it. What's going on with software here? Interesting. Datavault's up 53%. That's crazy. That's crazy. And we'll take a look at it, but there's something interesting when it comes to our valuation. Opportunity. But I'm curious to see where value takes us, though. Let's graph them. Let's get into these. A lot of stocks today. First up is going to be Orla here. 1 year. Broke out of that consolidation. Now you can see the consolidation, top of the channel around 1288. Right now, we're approaching the top of that channel, right? We're in the zone, which was resistance zone. Now we're seen as a level support zone here. We're still above our stop price. The stock doesn't have a hold rating yet, so I wouldn't freak out about it quite yet. Again, I wouldn't be surprised if there's some profit taking in gold, silver. Obviously, you're seeing those all over the board right now. But look, rising earnings per share. I like it. If this holds, this would be my retest level, right? Test, try to get it again, broke it. That's where my zone came from. And before we've been in this zone, I haven't given up on Orla. Again, that's one of my 2026 picks, so I'm going to ride with it. We'll see what happens here, but I'm not too concerned quite yet with Orla. Actually, if I can get a little bottom of a wick here, or even maybe some optimism come Monday, it'll be a nice little support zone. And let's just do this. Let's add value. Value keeps climbing. So let's do an add moving average. Let's do exponential. Let's see where a 20 is. We broke the 20. Interesting. Yeah, I still like this level right here. And that is 1290. Right now we're at 1295. Just be careful. Because price action breaks this, goes back in this consolidation zone. Might just get trapped in here for a little bit. We'll see what's going on. But rising earnings, value rise, still looks good. Still looks good. Dell, undervalued. Let's see here. This is level I was looking at before. Makes sense as a support zone. Looks like we retested it. And then if I look at this consolidation, see the bottom of this gap here. Oh, use a horizontal line. All right, here. And that's where we're trying to hold. This will be my support zone on Dell, right? But look, price action, it's under pressure. RT is below 1, right? So unless you're bottom fishing, I'm trying to get a discount on Dell, which is what it is. If I am going to bottom fish, I like it overall uptrending stock, undervalued, chasing value. That's what I see right here. And value keeps climbing, right? So unless value drops, starts rolling over something, but honestly, this swing high being lower, being higher than this swing. This swing low being higher than this swing low. That's what I like here. That's what I like to see with this. So I'm not too worried about Dell right now. But yeah, if you're taking nibbles, trying to get a little discount on Dell, I'm not going to be surprised there's some people out there trying to do that, right? But just know, as long as RT's below 1, it's going to be a little bit on the aggressive side of things, right? Dell is a sell on VectorVest, but also undervalued. Yeah, so valuation doesn't look at sell, right? So if I see an undervalued stock with a sell rating, right, and value's not dropping, value's dropping, yes. But if value's not dropping, I see opportunities. Now, yes, they can be a little bit more aggressive, right? Because you do have the momentum. But look, value's rising, price is dropping. Me, I think that's an opportunity, right? I just want this swing low to hold. But yeah, this little support zone here, I like it. Just know RT below 1 being a little aggressive, right? Yeah, I'm kind of liking Dell right now. I do too. I've talked about it. When the market misprices stocks, use the value, right? The value can bring sense to that. You know, I've used different examples, you know, rare earths, utilizing value, you know, quantum, you know, very speculative spots, but value, even for core holdings here, this is a computer maker, still important, right? Still important, especially tech stocks. They can be volatile. Case can be made, new uptrend intact. Will it make symmetrical triangle? Are you talking about on this Dell? You talking about this little guy right here? Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, you see it. You see it, right? I see it. You see it. It is what it is, right? It looks good. But yeah, you probably expect some volatility from that. But still, I want price action to hold from the swing low. You know, if you want to give a little bit more wiggle room, you got it here. But our sell recommendation's in place right now. So just be careful. Just be careful. Let's take a look at Tesla, because I did see, you know, BYD took over, and, you know, as far as like the head car manufacturer, EV manufacturer. Yeah, I can see that. Let's see here. This probably is having a rough day. But as far as this is interesting. I like this. You know, if you want a, you know, a bit more conservative nature, well, not conservative, but conservative maybe on a chart pattern, you know, you want to break this trend line, right? Well, maybe not 1 month, go 3 months. You at least want to break the trend line, right? You can see the consolidation breaking. Well, what I like is price action consolidating above this little support zone that I'm looking at from prior consolidation. So this is interesting. I actually like this little setup here on Dell. Thank you for ever, put Dell in here, even though it's, a sell recommendation, but still can have some opportunities there. Here's the exact opposite scenario. We got Micron buy rating hitting a new high, 312. I'm not going to lie. I've got 2 weeks to fill Micron. I don't know. Me and Glenn, we might have to purchase a little bit more into strength. We'll see if it comes back. If it does come back, I'm looking around here. Probably move this up a little bit here. Probably about right in here. There we go. That's going to be about 260. I would look for around 260 on a retest, but you can see we're trading at all-time highs, session highs, whatever highs you want to call it. We may not be getting that price anytime soon, right? I got 2 weeks to fill these 2026 positions. So, hey, it is what it is. But I like our stop price. Look at this. Moving into that support zone, right? So I do like that to help capture some profits here. Yeah, as far as chasing it, let's see here. Let me switch to my graph layout. A little bit more technical here. I got some good stuff here. Got to have our forecasted data, our sales growth rate. As far as some moving averages, let's look at the 20. Yeah, it's still above it. 20 is right there. Yeah, if you wait, have some patience. If you want to wait, for price action along the 20, I'm not going to be opposed to that. I'm not going to be opposed to it at all. Because right now I see a breakout to the upside with no real retest. But we'll look at value. I don't know, but everyone's talking about Micron these days. It may not come back down to retest this. Who knows? But if it does, that 20-day EMA is right there. I like Micron. It's hard not to. You can see it on the big picture there. Yeah, if you got some patience and with a little bit of luck, it might come back down to this level. But right now, I'm not seeing that. I see momentum to the upside as well. If I use a freehand line here, let's just do this. That would be my target, is this trend line here. Because you see we've got resistance at this trend several times here. I wouldn't be surprised if we got resistance at this level again. So we zoom in back to a 3-month time span. Right now, let's put you around 342. Yeah, that's moving up quite a bit. We'll see what happens. But yeah, if we see a lot of momentum to the upside and price action hits this trend line to the upside, protecting some, a little bit of profits, that's not a bad idea. Not a bad idea here. Let's go 6 months. I like it. I know there were some talks about a symmetrical triangle as well when it comes to Micron. So if we go to a 1-year chart, so this would be the triangle, I think was being referred to, right? Here's the trend, right? Boom, boom, boom. There is the triangle, right? We got to break out from that triangle. So from top to bottom, again, symmetry. Why not use vertical? Use a freehand. Boom, 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 like that. Somewhere in there. There we go. Close enough. Let's see our target here. That's getting close to that 340 mark, 345, right? Right where that trend line is going. So yeah, we might see that thing just move a little bit more, honestly. So just be careful. But yeah, I like Micron. Again, between this trend line on the top, do a little symmetry on this, not symmetrical triangle, right? Ascending triangle. Yeah, it's all putting me around 340. Put me around 340, right? I don't have a crystal ball, but that's logically, if you want to take some profits, hey, not a bad idea, right? Not a bad idea. All right, next up, platinum. Look at this, nice breakout. A little bit of an upper wick here. We never got a retest on this 20 either. But also doesn't, yeah, there's some retest there on an upward move. We never got a retest here. And that 20 is making its way right, it's way around 1528. Overall, I still like it. Let's see, let's go back to VectorVest Simple here. Oh, that's right, earnings. Man, we're about to go in earnings again. That's crazy. Like we just finished it, right? But yeah, TSM, in case y'all don't know, they usually kick off the semiconductors, right? And I've said this before on TSM. I always watch their report since they're the manufacturer of most of the semiconductor companies, right? And if you're holding semis, definitely want to pay attention to how they report and what they report, right? Hi, Ryan. I was thinking to buy copper stock. Any idea which copper stock to buy for long term? Let's see if someone put in a copper stock here. Yeah, I still like it. Yeah, if you look at the value here, rising earnings per share. Again, this is platinum. So if you find yourself in commodities and just overweighted on gold or silver, or, one or two, but yeah, there's all kinds of commodities out there you can get diversification with to help some of that volatility. But as far as this one, this looks good. And from to peak to trough, or trough to peak, about right here. We got pretty close to that target, you can see, right? We got pretty close to that target. Let's see, here's CRM. Oh, this is interesting. Price action on the decline. Value's rising now. Let's scoot this back because it looks like value was declining. Yeah, so value is declining. Price is declining. This might show some interesting opportunities here. Clearly, they're under pressure today. So today's probably not the day. But honestly, well, we did retest this already. And to come right back and retest it again, not necessarily a good sign that I like to see from traders. This one's tough. Yeah, I see the buys and holds. It's looking a lot better now than it did here, CRM. And as far as RT, we're getting back, well, it just crossed back below 1. Honestly, if it wasn't the divergence between our valuation and price action, I'd be a lot more skeptical. But just know, what the prior high was around 360. Interesting. So look at that. That went around 360 all the way down to 230. Oof. That's a move right there. Earnings per share is right. This looks good. Just know there's a lot of I wanted to hold this level though. It's 254. It's got to hold that. It's got to hold it. Now here's something interesting. RMCO, Royalty Management Company. This is financial management. If it wasn't for this value jumping up, I wouldn't be that optimistic. But we just got a buy rating here. RT back above 1. And you can see the pressure here clearly, right? See the pressure, boom, boom, boom. There's the consolidation, broke through. So yeah, I really need to see price. Yeah, we got an upper wick right here. I'm not quite sold on it yet, but it still looks good. And that value keeps rising. This is interesting. I like this position quite a bit. Palladium and platinum also needed in this data center build out. Oh yeah, a lot of these minerals are. Now here's heavy construction. Look at this. Price action, chasing value right now. RT relative timing, trying to pick a direction right at the oscillation point of 1. But we are getting a series of higher lows from the swing low here. Earnings per share on the rise. Just don't have the buy rating yet. So now if you jump in, it's a little aggressive. But right now that momentum does seem like it is to the upside. Let's look at a 6-month chart. That's nice. Look at that. Value rising in an uptrend overall. So yes, if I'm going to be a dip buyer, this is the type of stocks I like to consider. Undervalued positions, right? This is heavy construction. This looks good. I like this one. Here's Liquida. There's the value. Price action dropping. For 1 year. I don't know. You had all of this premium. I don't know. This might just create some opportunities here. If I'm looking for a level, I'll probably look at that. That swing high here. We're getting close to it now. Maybe use the top of this wick for my zone. Yep. And you see the bottom wick entered the zone. Buying pressure coming in. Still has a buy. Interesting. I like the earnings per share too. A little bit of a turnaround story. Let's take a look at earnings growth rate here. Moving in the right direction. I do like that quite a bit. Nice stock here. Very nice. Clean energy. Value is dropping overall. Price lower than it was 12 months ago too. Earnings per share is negative. Growth rate negative. Not moving in the right direction. Don't like this one. Didn't take me long to figure that out. This utility. So clearly, you know, it's a dividend payer. Just got to make sure the dividend's worth the price action here. Price action from $1.50 to $3.50. So you can see pretty volatile in nature as well for a dividend position. So just be careful of that one. I'm not necessarily liking it. Here's Steel Dynamics, the company that's been trading at a premium for the most part over the last year and 5 months. Let's go to a year here. Look at this. That premium finally paying off. Value rising. Growth rate and earnings turned around as well. Went from negative, now 5% in the positive. Woo! I like it. This looks really good. Now, value was flat. I'd say, hey, definitely stick to the technicals. I mean, you see clear trend line here. Trend line clear as day. Interesting. Is this a potential ascending channel? Kind of looking like one, right? With these two swing highs here. Interesting. Ascending channel. Stock now becoming undervalued with value rocketing to the upside. Turn around in the forecasted earnings as well. Not a bad stock to have on your radar. Here's Repi. I mean, yeah, this looks good. Not a lot of volume, if I had to guess. Very gap. Well, it is, you said Spanish. Spaniard oil company here. RT remaining above 1. Uptrend intact. It's just chasing value. This looks good. Earnings per share rising. Earnings didn't look good, but now it's actually positive 2% right now. That's also looks pretty good. I like it. Here's SoFi. Let's do this. I'm gonna look at SoFi. No, not really. Other than a series of higher lows, but the higher highs is flat. Just flat. Looks like there's a gap fill, but the market having some trouble filling that gap. There's the gap fill right there. Now, I'm not going to fall for that gap fill just in case it does. I want to get above that gap fill. I want to get above it. But again, the stock's overvalued right now. Just be careful with this one. Earnings per share is on the rise. Growth rate coming at 37%. Not bad. Not bad at all. Yeah, unless there's the gap there. That's where we gap down. Yeah, we need to get it back above that gap here. But just looking at SoFi price, I would give it more of a neutral rating, but not quite there. This is sell. This has got momentum to the downside. Almost $50. Now it's 30. Make sure you stay disciplined. Just looking at this ETF chart. This is where I would hope to catch support, which it tried to 1, 2 times, and then we broke it. We're actually retesting it. It looks like from the bottom end. So again, not sold on SoFi. Selling premium, yes. I don't blame you with that, John. Well, the stock's not doing a whole lot moving to the side. Yeah, I'd be selling premium too on it. Here's Ultra Silver. You can see the momentum to the upside just getting away. Let's see. Let's just do this. SLV, GLD. I'm not going to say the silver's over yet, but yeah, a breather, a rest on the technicals. I'm not surprised. Take a look at gold. Move this trend line up. That's where I need to stay above the support zone here. We'll see. Just kind of moving to the side right now. That's fine. It is what it is. But yeah, Ultra Silver. So obviously this stock, silver in general, has kind of gone pretty parabolic. So that being said, let's use Star Search, see where we're at. We were in the fast lane. Got lots of nice momentum here. Hit that Bollinger Band. Again, that just means that the stock, needs a rest, right? It's moving up too fast. You can see the rest coming in shortly after. And we broke the Star Search there. So just be careful when it comes to silver in general. It is going to be more, a little bit more volatility than we may be used to or accustomed to, other than 2025. Yeah, just be careful when it comes to the momentum. Now, if you're a longer-term investor, obviously you're going to give silver and gold a little bit more leeway, right? So just keep that in mind. Let's what the next stock is. Oh, UAMY. This isn't going to work on the Bollinger Bands. Let's go to VectorVest Simple here. Boom, boom. All right, UAMY. Looks like it's pivoting off that level of support here, coming in at $6.10. We'll see if it breaks the ascending channel. The valuation here coming at $5.57. So again, we did get opportunity of undervalued UAMY here. I did pick some up in my 2026 portfolio in the 4s. So hopefully that'll work out well. This still looks good. Still looks good. I like this swing high lower. Worst case scenario, because we are at a 200-day moving average as well. This previous pivot, we're still in ascending channel, right? So there is the bottom of the channel we have to worry about. But with value rising and, everything going on in the world with rare earths and critical minerals and stuff, we'll see if the stock goes back to undervalued territory. We'll see. All right, here's PG. It's electric utility company. Momentum starting to pick up. Look at RT as well. Back in favorable territory here. Hitting a series of higher highs. Rising earnings per share. But the one caveat, the stock is just overvalued right now. And value dropped quite a bit. Looks like it did recover from this low here. Right around 1248. Where's the prior swing? Yep, looks like value's ticking higher here. That's a good sign. That's what I like to see. Did you ping or pong when you needed to? I'm not selling that 2026 UAMY. I don't know. What do you guys think? I got a little bit left to my UAMY, but I don't know. I'm not going to purchase it yet. Here's Broadcom. Look at this. We got a big upper wick. I saw that. Look at, again, that channel. We'll see if the rejection comes into play. It's not quite yet. But look at value starting to tick up. We'll see what happens here. But I'm not liking Broadcom like this, especially if this starts to roll over again. I was looking around 317 as a potential level. This might be a little too greedy, especially in the near future, but we shall see what happens. But yeah, if you can get Broadcom, if it does go into our evaluation, probably not a horrible buying opportunity, right? All I see is just a break from the ascending channel and an overvalued position and value ticking up. So yeah, if we're rejected, we'll see what happens. But this upper wick, I'm not liking that. That's not giving me the confidence I need. Now, if we ended up back in the channel today, hey, that'd be different, right? Why not take NVIDIA? It's undervalued. I took Taiwan Semi and Micron, Alex, for my 2026. But yeah, generally speaking, just looking at the charts, looking at the valuation, the Micron, the TSM, the NVIDIA, I do like that more than Broadcom at this time. Repeat, at this time. Not saying Broadcom can't have opportunities in the near future. Now, here's another one, Amphenol. Yes, it's overvalued, but guess what? Look at valuation. Rocketing to the upside as well. Went from less than $60, now up over $100. Let's just take a look at RV. Because if you do get in a stock that's overvalued, two things I like. RV above 1, right? Just let me know it's not all a bunch of pipe dreams, as there's actually some long-term price appreciation potential there with that position. But also I want to see the value have some life, right? We see value ticking to the upside. We see RV has actually been above 1 this entire time and keeps climbing. So I like that, right? APH just turned back to buy. I like the stock. I mean, yeah, it's overvalued. It is what it is. But I like value rising. I like RV. So yes, I would rely on the technicals a little bit more. One thing I will say, yeah, we'll see if we break this little downward trend here. But we're getting lower highs, lower lows right now. So just be careful of that. And actually, oh man, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news here. Never do. Looks like a small descending channel might be in the mist right now, right? So we got a descending channel with a rising value. With a little bit of luck, APH might be undervalued in the future, right? Again, I don't have a crystal ball, but this is actually what I like to see if I'm trying to, get in a position that makes sense, right? Here's technicals to the upside, but this, descending channel. I don't know. I'm not gonna be a buyer of it right now, unless it breaks this descending channel to the upside. Just from a technical perspective. But overall, I like the trend. I like the RT being back above 1 here. We did have a little dip here in this RT. Interesting. Yeah, but descending channel, just be careful of this one, right? Right now we're at the top of the, not descend, actually I'm used to a ascending channel, but yeah, looks like descending. We'll see, right? Here's now. Let's just scroll this back. You want to talk about the power of their valuation. Look at this high here. $239. Stock's not 147. We value it at 115. Oh, trust me, I hear it all the time. Your value can't be right. Look at the stock. It's over 200. Your value is 100. Doesn't make any sense. Now does it make more sense? Now, they're converging closer together, right? So I'm not going to be in a rush to buy right now, because I know investors are still paying a premium on it. Look at RV. RV's been dropping too. Back here in this uptrend, RV, the life, I didn't get much life and value. What I mean by life, I want, value really ticking up here. RV was there, but look, RV dropping this entire time. No. I'd have some patience on this one. Let it come to you. Let it come to you. All I'm really seeing here is, let's just use a horizontal line. Let's see, we got gap, gap, gap. There's the gap. We actually just broke this gap. So just from a technical perspective, filling gaps. So we've already filled them, and we ain't got no pivot. We actually got to pivot to the downside, the exact opposite of the pivot. So yeah, nope. Have some patience with this one. You rush into that, be careful. Here's SMCI. We talked about this on the Power Hour. I haven't talked about SMCI in a while, right? Look at this. Value declining. You got a little tick up here. But let's just do this. Look at this. Boom, boom, boom. There's the trend of value, right? There's the trend of value. Once it broke this trend, we got value literally on the decline. Sell recommendations all over the place. You guys know what happened last year, the Hindenburg report. Look at the value. Don't let this become emotional. Please don't let this become emotional. This is a headache in the making. Look at RV dropping the entire time too. If we zoom in here, look at this. Value's dropping, RV is dropping. It's actually negative, or not negative, but below 1, not positive. We'll see. Oh, the indices have all turned positive for the day. Nice. That's what I like to see. I wonder what the volume's looking like today, though. Look at this guy. You want to talk about value? So this was a little bit different. This is a very speculative stock here. Very speculative stock. This is what I've talked about, tokenization. I was very, I bought it on live stream, sold it on live stream. Somewhere in here, swing traded it, second shoulder, came to fruition, got rid of it. Look at this. Value dropped. That was a concern. RV's below 1, right? So again, unless you are disciplined, this ain't for every investor, right? But as soon as we came back close to our value, actually a little line here, looks like just retested it. Probably not even from our valuation. Looks like just retested these lows here. But I'll be honest, this is a channel. Like if I get rid of value, look at this consolidation channel. Boom, 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 boom. We're just back in the channel. We'll see what happens here. So look at the news. I mean, for the stock to go from what, 60 cents to $1.03, hopefully something's going on. You know, something's got to be going on. If there's no news, you know, no big projects, just be careful. Just be careful with that one. All right, let's see here. Silver will hit another all-time high. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm also not going to be surprised if it's pretty volatile on its way to another all-time high. Right? Let's see what these major indices are doing. Okay, they're slightly back into the green here. Let's take a look. Just look at the Qs real quick. We'll take some more stocks. Let's go to 1 month. Maybe I get rid of some of this stuff here. This 200-day. Get rid of this value. Open was 620. Low was 610. Close 614. So we opened up here. Went way down here. Support zone. You see, you know, that's why I put this zone here from this prior swing low. I don't know. I'm not going to lie. I'm not quite sold on it. That's up to you whether you're buying a stock today or not. I'm not in a rush to. I'm not buying any 2026 portfolio positions right now. Yeah, the Dow Jones, 323. Not much life in the other ones. But yeah, I'm not in a rush to buy today. I'm not going to be in a rush to buy today. All right, let's get back to some more stock picks. We got about 20 minutes. Let's see here. Empty watch list. I'm back in the channel again. I'm back. I thought Ryan was going to start singing Aerosmith. Rock was such a great... I do like Aerosmith. I do like Aerosmith. AA is my tinfoil play. All right, let's get into it. Let's get some stocks. What was that? Rocket Lab? R Lab? Or you mean A Lab? I think you meant A Lab. AA, IRWD. Okay, Rocket Lab. Someone did want Rocket Lab. Is that Gorilla? Gorilla Tech? Yeah, that was like one of the top growth. Because I did the top growth rate in earnings, right? One of the top ones in the whole software. I'm kind of curious what it's doing. Sun, LMT, PLTR. Oh, yeah, that's right. We didn't get PLTR last time. GLW, ALAB, COHR, GEV, cold. Is that natural gas? Was thinking maybe Nail could be a play if the housing market starts to finally take off. Let's take a look at Nail. Is Nail the bullish one? Yeah, it should be. What's the bearish one? Anyone remember? Oh, HIMS, ASTS. I forgot about these in the comments section. Let me scroll up real quick. Yeah, Gorilla, Rocket Lab. I think I got them all, hopefully. GLW. I think I got that one too, right? Nope. MUU. Oh, 2 times leverage. ASTS. Oh, it's already on the list. Perfect. All right, how many we got here? How many do we have here? Let's see. 16. 16. That's fair. The only stock today. Palantir. Poor Palantir. Poor Palantir. You know what we're going to do? Let's do this. You know how we always start with the undervalued ones typically first? 'Cause, I mean, I love value. And look at this growth rate in earnings. Oh, it's sell recommendation? 50%. Yeah, because I did I think I resorted the whole database by GRT, and this was the top in there. Let's take a look. I'll take a look at it here. It's up 17% today. We got all these undervalued ones here. Undervalued up 2%. This one, Ironwood Pharmaceuticals up 31%. And these are your more overvalued, more speculative, which, Rocket Lab, Palantir, not bad companies. Just people are paying a premium for them, right? Not necessarily a bad thing. Any of these have an RV above one? Oh, yeah. So Astera Labs, RV above one. RV above one. RV above one. RV above one. Lockheed Martin, no. Coherent, RV above one. So if I am going to get in an overvalued position, these right here, the RV above one, kind of point me in that direction, just generally speaking, right? Now we're going to go into the charts and look at the value as well. Again, I want to see value ticking up, and if you're in an overvalued position. Last thing I want to see, I don't mean to pick on Palantir, but value's just been flat. And actually, let's look at Palantir. Let's graph these real quick. Where's Palantir at on here? RV. Yeah, RV must have just dropped below 1. Let's see. We'll take a look at it here in just a second. Yeah, oh, it does have RV above 1? I think I mentioned that. Oh, yeah, it does. But look, it's undervalued. It's undervalued. So, it's actually the most undervalued stock. It's got one of the highest growth rate earnings. So, I'm going to tell you right now, you probably should put, I'm not saying buy it, but you definitely should be on a watch list, a radar, an alert in your broker, something. We'll see if the chart makes sense, but the indicators are saying that it could be a great buying opportunity. Here's Rocket Lab. Look, came back down, retested it. You gotta look at the news here, but pretty much I think as long as SpaceX is gonna be in the IPO news, potentially come out this year, I mean, all these rocket stocks are gonna be hot, right? Now I was looking as far as value, right? And only valued at $4.91, right? So just keep that in mind. The stock's currently trading at 75. Not saying the value can't jump up, because I'm sure this company's, probably got to do a lot of things as far as investing. I mean, they're sending stuff to space, so that's not a cheap endeavor, right? So they're spending money to make money right now. Growth rate and earnings, 8%. It is ticking lower. And sales growth rate, 48%. Let's use a dateline here. It was 221, so it's dropping a little bit here. Let's look at RV, 0.22. I'm going to stick to the technicals. And we got a full body candlestick here. Nice bottom wick. So yeah, this thing might just jump to the upside. And if it does, maybe use something like Star Search or something. But as far as fundamentals, it's going to be overstretched. Just looking at this, I'd focus more on the technicals when it comes to this position, right? Not saying the value can't tick up in the future or something, because it's a space company. So it's a little different. Here's another one. Again, value flat. Space stocks are hot, whatever it may be. But it's just overvalued. And this one's actually in a little bit of a consolidation zone here. I do like the fact that it's trying to pivot off this 20-day EMA with a nice bottom wick there, just like the other rocket stock. So they're probably just moving up in sync together. So just keep that in mind. Just keep it in mind. RV here, though, 0.07. Not good, right? Not good. So again, stick to the technicals. Stick to the technicals with this. If it breaks out of this zone, you see here, probably maybe a liquidity trap, something like that. Probably knocked out a lot of stops, went back up. But you're seeing ping and pong right between these two lines here, right? So until I get a real clear breakout on each side, maybe just treat it like a zone. Since we did get breaks, temporarily breaks here, that'd be like my zone on the downside, probably my zone on the upside, right? Treat it like a zone. You can see consolidation getting a little bit tighter here. Here's Palantir. Nope. That's what I've been saying. I said once it broke this channel, we in no man's land, right? Look at value. Value's moving, but it's not moving like the stock did. That's for sure. Value's at 23. Back here, it was what, $8? So yeah, the value itself up almost what, 300%, right? But it broke this channel. See, again, I would have stuck to this channel here. I'm not really liking Palantir right now. I'm not liking this chart, to be honest. Just going to be honest about that. You can add a 200-day, find certain pivot levels, find whatever you want, but the stock is way overvalued. I need to see more life in this valuation. I need to see a lot more life in it. But yeah, because we broke it, came down, pretty logical support level, consolidation before, repivoted and just retested it. Rejection from the bottom end. No. Look at that. And even broke the 20-day EMA. Be careful with Palantir. I'm going to say it. Be careful. Here's A-Lab. A-Lab also overvalued. I wouldn't be mad if I saw value tick up a little bit more. I'll be honest about that. Let's see. RV. It's above 1, but look at RV, though. Trending lower. If we go to the last 6 months here, you can see clear downtrend from RV. Upper left, lower right, right? That long-term price appreciation was favorable, but fading away. Growth rate and earnings also fading away as well. So be careful. This was sales growth rate ticking lower. Yeah, so I would be careful with this one. Definitely be careful with this one. And look at this. We had a gap fill, little trade opportunity. Palantir is always way overvalued. Good for a reason. It is good for a reason, Bill. I'm not going to say that's necessarily a bad thing because I know how important Palantir is. But just be careful. It broke this ascending channel. Bill, where do you think a good deal is for Palantir? If you had a price, what do you think your good deal would be for Palantir? And honestly, I don't really like to talk about Palantir because they track people. They track every movement for us. I don't really like them from a, I guess you could say an ethical standpoint, Bill, because I think they violate a lot of civil liberties. But I'm not going to get into that since you want to talk about old Meta, which I get, Bill. I get it. Trust me, social media I don't think is good for the youth either. But A-Lab, Bill is in Palantir since $5. Well, Bill, Palantir, Bill, if you've been Palantir since $5, you definitely ain't worried about a little pullback. I'd just sell some calls against it. Do some options, gain some premiums here. But here's HEMS. I got some lines. I don't know what that's from, but what I don't like about HEMS, look at the value dropping. Growth rate dropping. The stock was well above 60. Now it's at 33, which maybe I thought would have been a decent deal if value would have stayed up here. But now it's dropping as well, right? Nope. I talked about HEMS. All kinds of swing trading opportunities there. You can see it did great. Value rising, price rising. RV went above 1, right? But now RV, look at this, trending lower. Actually, RV is coming at 1.05. Value's trending lower. Clearly had a support zone in here. That was just pivots from these. Makes sense. But yeah, we're breaking my support zone. No, I don't like it. I don't like HEMS. I would be on more the defensive side of things. Just be careful. Here's GEV. Genova. Came right back. Look, breakout, came back, retest. Still looks good. Above the 20. Value's rising. Again, just value is a concern. But look, value's rising. RV above 1. And let's take a look at RV here. Let's go back in 6 months. RV was trending down, but now it's back on the uptrend. Look at that. You see that? RV's back on the uptrend here over the last 2 or 3 months, right? Interesting. I like this. Actually, I do like this. I do like this one here. Not my ideal candidate, but I do like it. Here's Corning. Again, this stock went from $40 upwards to 90 in just a few months, right? The fundamentals trying to keep up. I like the fact that they're trying to keep up. But yeah, if we see a little, little breather, you could say, whatever, consolidation, pullback. But what I do like, there hasn't been a sell recommendation on this in a while. This is nice. I like this. Look, RV is actually climbing here. So if I am in an overvalued position, again, this is what I like to look at. RV rising, right? Value rising, got good life and value. Hey, it is what it is. I like that one. Let's see. Here's the next one. Lockheed Martin. Doing a whole lot of nothing. Been in this consolidation zone for a whole lot of time. Value's dropping. Growth rate earnings is dropping. RV below 1. Nope. Look at that. Value's been dropping here too. That's a divergence between, price rising, value dropping, right? That's a divergence. We've been consolidated pretty much ever since that convergence, right? Now, we did see a little bit of life and value, but the value just dropped again. So no, I'm not liking Lockheed Martin. It's not doing what I want it to do, and that's make you money. You could swing trade it, if you wanted to, between those two consolidation points. You can see recently that's worked out pretty well. Here's Coherent. I don't know where these lines came from. Oh, you know what? I probably did that. Price rising, value rising. But look, it's still doing it. Price is rising, value is rising. I've talked about this is the company that could potentially do a buyout for Poet. Do your own research on it. You'll see Photonics. Overall, look, overvalued, but value's ticking up with it. RV's above 1. We don't see a big drop in RV down here, which is nice. Sales growth rate flat still. Sales growth rate here. Let's see. Sales set 17%. Looks like. Let's go to 1 year. Growth rate and earnings higher than it was a year ago. Doesn't look bad. Momentum's to the upside. I like it. Now here's cold. This is a short natural gas, right? Natural gas. I'm not a natural gas trader. It's probably one thing I don't think I've ever bought a natural gas stock. But I did mention this. I think last time someone talked about this. Just basic pivot point, right? Looks like it pivoted right off of it. But if this is going to be could you say momentum continued? You see this doji candlestick here? We need to take out that doji candlestick. And we see the upper wick forming right at the body of that doji. Let's get above that. And honestly, look, there's your resistance zone right there. That's your resistance zone. Micron, double leverage, now at 120. Holy moly, that stock is running. It's Micron. I like it. I'm not going to talk bad about it. Yeah, it's good. It's definitely good. And Pennywise, I agree with you. Palantir is expensive for a reason, right? It is expensive for a reason. Yeah, I mean, that's right at session highs. If you're in Micron, pat yourself on the back, making money. Here's Nail. Ooh. See here. This, look, a nice ascending channel. That's what I was talking about. Ascending channels make great little trades here. Actually, oh, that's a broadening bottom. Or wait, no. Broadening top. Look at my book here. Trying to learn new chart pattern. Cover's the book. Interesting. Yeah, I'll have to look for it in the book here. But as far as this position, that's a lot of pressure to the downside. Let's go into 6 months here. RT's back below 1. You've had great trading opportunities here when RT was above 1. Let's get RT back above 1 so we can get some more trading opportunities. Now, I will say, as far as this one here, let's just see where that's at. Yep. We need that to hold. That's got to hold. If that doesn't hold, we're going to take out this low, right? That's got to hold. You're right on the cusp. Here's Sun. Ooh, this looks good. This is a container plastic company. Not a whole lot of price action, but look, price now starting to rise. Value, it's going up faster than price. So that's obviously a good sign. RT back above 1. Growth rate and earnings 13%. And look at this RV here. Look at this relative value. It is climbing. It was right at our oscillation point of 1 here. So, neutral rating per se. It is climbing. Now it's at 1.29. Interesting. Very interesting. I do like this one. Here's Alcoa. This is aluminum, right? If I'm not mistaken. Hey, whatever commodity is not hot, not garnishing a lot of attention, not going bonanzas, it's probably a good idea to give it some attention, right? But this looks good. I mean, look at that. Value, chasing value. I'm going to say I'm going to like that. As long as that RT stays above 1, I like this. Like, yeah, if you want a little bit of a breather, or, some patience, you can wait for the technicals, but there's a lot of momentum to the upside. So it just depends here. All RH ETFs are dropping today because of the distribution payouts. Interesting. My brother is great at natural gas. Okay, he trades it. Or, was that a joke, Kara? Was that a joke? If it was, that was a good one. Look at this RV. It's dropping. So it does have me concerned, but still very favorable. That doesn't look half bad. Here's IRWD. Look at this. Jumped up. Look where that upper wick is. Right at my resistance zone. Let's go back here. The price is dropping, but value's now rising. I don't know. I got to see what happened here. This is interesting. Look at the volume too. What's going on with this stock? Y'all know what happened with this stock here? Clear breakout. But hey, even on the pullback, just be careful here. Well, I just ate some chili cheese tamale. Oh, God. Yeah, the tamales will do it to you. The tamales will definitely do it to you. But this is interesting. I like this stock. But yeah, not that upper wick. Hey, it's okay. If you took some profits here, you can see. Oh, that's why I had a line here. This swing low. So it's a natural pivot. Just a natural pivot for traders. So yeah. But fundamentally, I like the stock. Yeah, if you didn't take some profits up there at this pivot, you know, it is what it is. But overall, still like the stock going forward. Look at Gorilla Tech. Look at that value jumping. Interesting. So this is one of the top growth rate and earning stocks. I did a video on this, I think about a month or two ago. And yeah, it was overvalued. Clearly, I talked about that. But look, price action way up here above $40, right? I just use a line here. Price came down, value rose, right? That's the power of the software. But now this equation is in our favor because the value keeps rocketing up and price keeps going down. So let's take a look at some levels. It's going to be aggressive no matter what. I mean, look at sell. That's a strong sell. RT well below 1. So I'm not going to sugarcoat it. If you're bottom fishing on this, it is aggressive. Freehand line is probably what I would look for right in here. Boom. Oh, wait, not freehand. Horizontal. All right here. Where are we at? Ooh, we're right there. This swing low right here. Ah, that's what it's catching. This swing low. We'll see. We shall see. That's a lot of pressure on it right now. So I'm not going to be, advocate it too much. At least, let it get above the 20, throw some other moving averages there, see if it makes sense. But the fact that the price has dropped so much from $40 now to $12.56. I mean, think about it. If you were willing to buy it way up here, 20, 30, $40, and we only value it way down here. Yeah, it makes sense. Now it should definitely be on your radar with value ticking up and price now coming back down. This looks good. This looks good. This GUR here. Just a lot of momentum. That's why you take profits at profit targets. Yes, that's exactly why you take profits at profit targets, right? And if you don't hit your profit target, that's why you got to stop in place, right? So you can cut your losses early. Cut your losses early. Let's see here. I'm going to clear this out. Empty watch list. We're about to wrap up here. Yeah, 301. Real quick, though, you are very energetic today. You should always have power hour. Thank you, Rockstar. Not sure why all the software stuff. Oh, this is what I was going to look at before we head out. Let's just throw these in here real quick. CRM, now, app loving. Let's take a look at them. Look at the value. Salesforce. App. These two are overvalued. Hey, is what it is. One's got a sell. Let's graph them here. See what we got. Oh yeah, we did talk about this one. This sell here. So you got all this. This might be bringing an opportunity. That's what I'm saying with CRM. This might be bringing an opportunity. I see the growth rate falling, but RV is ticking up. Let's look at these other two here. App 11. Yes, life and value. I see it too. But our valuation is just over 300. The stock's at 6. Oof. This should have been a cup. I mean, you had a pretty cuppy thing. Well, maybe not so much in the middle. I don't like that. What's the news on this? Anyone know what's going on with App 11? I know we got earnings soon, so just be careful. Just be careful. RT just crossed below 1 as well. Now, as far as this last swing low, looks like a technical low. See this dip here? Just filled a gap. Yep, this gap right here. That's what I was looking for. That's the gap we filled. So it looks like just a technical pivot. Came right back. Hit rejection. Now we've got 1, 2, potential triple potential triple top. Some app hating. Some app hating. Right now I see triple top. And this pivot here was just a little swing trade. That's all it was. Maybe fundamentally. But as far as value, I mean, I don't know. I want to be in a rush to buy it right now. That's all I'm going to say. I want to be in a rush to buy it. Your comments on MAGs. Microsoft down hard, but not others. Let's take a look at MAGs real quick. We're head out. Now No, I said that before. We just broke. When we had 2 gaps here we filled. We can get no enthusiasm. As of right now, I see price action dropping, right? Now, this is just simply thinking, look, price dropping, value rising. You got some patience, you might get in it now, fairly valued or undervalued. Who knows? But I would think just be careful. Double top on app. Is that double top? We got 1, 2, 3. Just saying. APLD real quick. This will be the last one here. To be honest, I think stock we're going to have it big in 2026. I think, I don't want to general speak it, but I want to be surprised. Look applied here. Are we in the beginning of an ascending channel using this trend line from before? Ping when you're supposed to ping. Looks like the pingers are coming in. So again, pong when you're supposed to pong, right? But I do like this APLD. Look at that. It looks like an ascending channel here from this old trend line I used, connecting with the bottom of our trend lines. RT. Look at that. RT might go back in favorable territory. Not much momentum to the upside. Actually, a little bit of momentum to the downside here. Sales growth rate, 84%. Earnings growth rate, trying to turn around. We were -8, I think. -8, going in the right direction. -6, but still negative. Sales growth rate, 84%. Interesting. You said MAG's distribution, which is tomorrow. In the past, it hasn't dropped that hard. All right, I'm going to look at Microsoft real quick. Let's just look at a couple of these. MSFT, NVDA, Tesla. Well, the Tesla news could be causing them to drop too. Amazon. We'll just look at these for now. Get a general sense. Microsoft. Rejection at the 20. I don't know. I got a big gap here. Overvalue. I don't know. I just like NVIDIA better. I mean, it's as far as look at that. Look, NVIDIA, perfect example, right? Value rising. Right? That's what I want to see. This is what I see right now. Just simply put, price action moving down, value moving up, right? That's what I see. You got some patience, you might be able to get a fair value on Microsoft in the near future. NVIDIA, what was the other one here? Tesla. I'm going to give up on it yet, but if it drops much below 418, be careful here. It was the high around 500. Let's go to a 5-year chart. Yeah, I still need that 418 to hold. Still need the 418 to hold. Here's Amazon, again, overvalued. Not doing much either, right? Came right to our valuation. Been trading a little bit of a premium ever since. Just looking at these here. I'm going to treat the Mag 7 stocks the same way I treat other stocks. I'm going to focus on the valuation. And right now, just looking at these right here, NVIDIA is the one presenting the opportunity of stocks. All right, everybody. Oh, man, I haven't done, well, I guess I'd do it last Friday. But since just these, it's been a little while since I've done Power Hour. I like them. I like doing Power Hour. Maybe I can do this more often. All right, everybody. It's 3:07. We over. I hope everyone had a great New Year's. Keep those New Year's resolutions strong. Hopefully one of those New Year's resolutions is just staying disciplined or, increasing your discipline and your knowledge when it comes to stocks, right? Because the VectorVest indicators, we can point you in the right direction, but it's up to you to have the discipline, right? It's up to you. One last one, Bitcoin. Let's see here. Fine, tell you right now. Still below 90,000. Be careful about it. Crypto hot today. VVC has a good looking candle. Let's see what VVC is looking like. Let's close on that. VVC. That is a nice looking candle here. Yeah, again, back above the 20. Staying above this little support zone I had here. I like it. Yeah, let the trade come to you, right? Let the trade come to you. If price is dropping, just, we saw that, generally speaking. No one's got a crystal ball, but if price is in a downtrend, value's in an uptrend, typically patience pays off. All right, on that note, everybody have a great weekend. I'll see you Monday. Take care. Bye.